Alright everyone, now it's time to cover loops. Loops are awesome and they're very important in programming. So just like the if statements, one of the um, basic core things of programming, so is a loop. So let's get rid of all this crap and we're just going to make a loop. So we're going to use that list that we created earlier, or we're just going to make a new list called coffee mug and make it a list and just throw in some numbers here. So 40, 45, 60, 24, and 18. And our goal is to print out every individual item, like 40, 45, 69, 24, 18, by itself. So from the other video, we know we can just print the whole thing, print that out. That's going to give us all of them at once. We want to print them out one by one. So we already know we can just copy this and access each index. So we could just say, alright, print 0, and that would give us 40. But if we want to print all these out, we're going to have to copy this code a bunch of times and just change the index. So we can do that. It's not too bad. 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. Alright, there's one more. So 4. So look at all that effort we had to do just to get that. And what if this had 1,000 items in it? It wouldn't be realistic to print all that out. So if we run this, we get the result that we want. So that's what we're trying to do, but we're going to try to do this with a loop instead. Something a little bit more intelligent and just cleaner way of doing it. So a loop in a nutshell is a way to execute code over and over and over and over and over and over again until some certain conditions met. So in our case, we're going to loop through this list, and our condition is going to be that we're not at the end of the list. So it's going to keep looping until it's at the last item of the list. Alright, so if that doesn't make sense, we'll keep on going and I'll show you what I mean. So just like if was a keyword, there's a keyword called for in Python. So if we just type for, you'll notice it turns orange like that. And now I'm just going to start typing it out. So for, now we need to give it a variable, just any temporary variable that you want to use as your looping variable. And if that doesn't make sense, just keep watching. So I'm going to use X. A lot of people use I, but I'm going to use X. You can call it whatever you want. You can call it mug. I don't know why I keep thinking about coffee mugs, but you can say whatever. So we're going to call it X. Now another keyword called in. And now for X in, well, what are we talking about? We're talking about the coffee mug. So for X in the coffee mug. Give it a colon, just like the if statement, and then enter. Notice it indents it. So it's saying, as long as this condition's true, do something in here. So what do you want to execute if that's true? We just want to print X. So what this is doing, it's looping through this bit of code. It's saying for X in coffee mug, X is going to be equal to our variable, or it's going to be equal to whatever index it's currently at. So the first time X is going to equal 40, then it's going to go through whatever code we have here, get to the end of it, and now the index is going to change. It's going to go to the next one, so 45, and then it's going to print 45, and then 69 is going to print 69, and then 24, and then 18. So let's run it, and you'll notice we get the same exact output. Now this would be the same exact output. Look, 2 lines, even if we had a million items in this list, 2 lines would do the same thing. So that's really why lists are so powerful, or not lists, why loops are so powerful. They just enable you to repeat code and do something over and over again. So I hope that wasn't too confusing. It might be easier to not use a list than just look at a for loop in a range. So another way, we can set a variable. We don't even need a variable. We can just say for X in range and then just give it a number in parentheses. So let's say in just a real big number. Now what do you want to do? We want to print, we don't have to print X, we can do anything else. We can print hello there. So what this is going to do is, here's our little condition it's going to do until it's not true. It's going to keep looping until it gets to the end of this range. So it's basically saying while X is in this range, and while is another type of loop, but it's just saying as long as X is less than that number, do this bit of code. So let's run that. And you can see it just keeps printing hello there, hello there, hello there, and it's just looping through this range of numbers until it gets to the end. So we don't have to put hello there. We can print X too. So let's stop this and think about what this is going to do. So it's going to start out at 0. So it's going to print hello there, and then it's going to print 0. Then that's the end of that loop. It's going to go back up to the top of the loop, and now the index is 1. It's going to say, all right, just print hello there again, and now print 1. Go back to the top of the loop, change the index. So this X is kind of like the guy that's traveling through this loop or through this range. He's just trying to get to the end of this 6, whatever this number is. So he's just going to keep doing that until he gets to this number. So that's why I kind of call this the looping variable, just because he's traveling through either the list or the range. So I hope that makes sense. Loops are really handy, and we'll see in a couple videos when we start making a script and looping through directories and files. So we're going to loop through directories like this. And basically, instead of having a list, we're going to have a list that contains all of our files here, which is pretty cool. And we're going to loop through that. But not yet. So let's stop this. Alright, let's cut this video off. So that's a for loop. In the next video, we're going to talk about a while loop, which is also similar to a for loop. But we'll see you then.